There are a lot of cool, well-written, popular anti-heroes out there, but today I want to talk about one in particular that I feel like is really slept on. There's the popular ones like Thanos, Batman, Eren Yeager, but today I want to talk about Hero Killer Stain, or his real name Chizume Akaguro. And in this video I'm going to tell you what makes him an awesome anti-hero. Alright, first real quick, let me give y'all the definition of an anti-hero. An anti-hero is a protagonist who lacks conventional heroic qualities such as bravery, idealism, and moral integrity. Instead, they often possess traits that are morally ambiguous, flawed, or even villainous. Despite their shortcomings, anti-heroes typically find themselves in situations where they must confront challenges or adversaries, sometimes acting against their own self-interest or moral code. They often operate in shades of gray, navigating complex moral landscapes and decisions that may benefit themselves or others, but are not necessarily aligned with traditional notions of heroism. Every anti-hero has like specific morals or moral code that they'll live by. They usually have a complex ideology that they firmly believe in, and most of the time they have an ideology that can be reasoned with, but their applied method to handle the situation is usually too extreme, or they see themselves as a god or the person that has to fix the situation, and in most cases their solution is murder. Stain's ideology began to take place when he went to a private hero high school, where he realized that the school system was failing its students on the understanding of what it really means to be a hero. He used to preach to people about what it is to be a hero, how it's lost its meaning, and how society should go back to the early days of heroes. He tried to use his words, but realized that no one was listening. So therefore, he honed his killing skills for about 10 years to serve his new appointed journey or duty. Throughout his life, he stacked up 40 hero kills. This nigga was insane. Because those 10 years of his training, I would really like to see what that looked like. They don't really display it in the show like that, but it really shows how dedicated he was to proving his message and getting his ideology to make a change. He believes heroes shouldn't receive compensation, glory, or fame. And he believes all the modern heroes are frauds because they have self-righteous reasons for wanting to become a hero.
The word hero has lost all meaning in this society. The world is overrun by fakes and criminals like you who chase petty dreams. They must all be purged. You'll never be anything but a fraud who prioritizes his own desires. You're the sickness that's infected society and ruined the name hero. Someone must teach you a lesson.
And like every antagonist, he kind of has a point. But of course he goes too far when he decides that he wants to murder people for having selfish reasons for wanting to become a hero. He actually really roots for the good guys. It's just that he believes most of the good guys are actually bad. And he does not root for the villains at all. One big thing that he believes is that what is the meaning to killing if you don't have any real convictions?
You won't accomplish anything if you don't have conviction and desire. Without those, you'll always be an aimless weakling.
And when he speaks to the leaders of the League of Villains, he doesn't necessarily want to kill them because he says if there's desires behind the reasoning, then it's somewhat justified.
This wasn't in vain. We agree that we need to destroy the present. I was testing your motives. It's abnormal. There is desire, a warped sprout of conviction inside of you. How will it bloom in the end, I wonder?
Unlike some anti-heroes though, he doesn't hurt civilians. He doesn't really get involved with people that he has no reason to unless he has to in a fight. If they're challenging him, then he will do what he needs to do.
But I have a duty to kill him and this so-called pro. When your friend chose to fight me, it guaranteed that the weaker of us would be culled.
I do agree with Stain in the core beliefs of his ideology, because he believes real heroes do things from the good of their heart, not for personal gain, fame, or money.
Everything that I do is to create a stronger society.
But let's take a second to talk about how much of a menace this dude is. He's an extremely skilled fighter. He has crazy agility too. I still don't know if it's justified that a bunch of high schoolers beat him, but it did make for a cool fight scene. Then afterwards he displayed how powerful he really is when he took out that Nomu after all his bones being broken and being captured. He then put the fear of God in all those heroes' hearts, but he stared them down and challenged them all before he went out cold. He even intimidated Endeavor.
You false hero! I'll make this right. These streets must run with the blood of hypocrites. Hero! I will reclaim that word! Come on! Just try and stop me, you fakes!
Which still sends chills down my spine when I watch that scene. It's one of my favorite scenes in My Hero. His determination shook everyone to the core and his ideology began to spread, but it did it negatively, not the way he wanted it to. It had a negative impact on society. He's also very receptive when he judges someone. He can tell just by the look in Ida's eyes that they're full of vengeance. And this goes to show that he has a lot of experience in life, as if he's psychic or a therapist.
Shouldn't you be worried about saving that guy? So busy with your grudge, you forgot about him. You plan on using your quirk only for yourself, completely blinded by a selfish desire for revenge. You're about as far away from being a hero as I can imagine.
His quirk is blood curdle and it paralyzes his opponents.
Hero Killer Stain! His quirk, Blood Curdle. By tasting someone's blood, he can freeze them for up to 8 minutes, depending on their blood type.
He also realizes Midoriya might actually be a genuine hero. It catches his eye and he doesn't kill him.
Meddling when you don't need to is the essence of being a hero!
There are countless false heroes around here who are all talk, but I think you're worthy of staying alive.
And even while beating Ida up, he teaches them a lesson about wanting revenge. He does have a couple weaknesses though. His quirk works differently on different blood types, and that determines how long a person is paralyzed. And he also struggles to fight more than one person at once. And believe it or not, he's actually a really big fan of All Might. He actually cares about heroes and the meaning behind it. He even yells at All Might in the newest season to keep the inspiration of great heroes going and encourages him to end his life because he is the man that killed 40 heroes.
There is only one man I'll let kill me. He is a true hero. All Might is worthy.
So he does know that he's ultimately wrong, but he believes it's his duty to purge all selfish heroes. But in the very end, he ends up having that opposite effect of his goal. He actually ended up being a rally cry. A video of him got out of him preaching his ideology, and he ended up being a rally cry for all villains. It gave villains a reason and calling outside of just being a villain. It gave them a purpose and gave them courage to come outside the shadows. He ended up expanding the League of Villains, ultimately failing in his final goal, and he was arrested. But I can't wait to see how he's used in the next season. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, if not a dislike, and let me know what other characters you guys want to see videos like this on. Peace.